Good afternoon, West Michigan. We're here at the village, at the park, and we have a very wonderful program for you today, and it's brought to you by Paws with a Cause, and that's P-A-W-S. And we have with us Deb Davis, Deb for short, and the beautiful retriever there is Cricket, who, believe it or not, is going to have her 10th birthday in 2 weeks. And how long has she been at this job?
She's actually been a service dog for about 8 years of her 10 years of life. It took about 2 years to train her, and then she's been active for about 8 years.
That's a long time for a dog.
It is. We get an average of about 10 to 12 years of service out of them, so we're blessed with the longevity of their service.
I think you're right on that. But we don't want to waste any of your time because I know you've come in from Wayland. So you are with us for however long it takes you to do. And I'm going to go park in the corner and let you and Cricket talk and act.
Wonderful.
You get a chance to act too.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks so much, Mary.
You
We
bet.
appreciate that. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having us here. As she mentioned, my name is Deb Davis, and I have the pleasure of serving Paws with a Cause as the National Marketing Manager. And I'm joined here by my sidekick, Cricket, like the bug, although it starts with a K, not with a C. She was named by her foster puppy raisers. I don't know why, but I think it's a cute name, so we've kept it. As Mary mentioned, she is a almost 10-year-old golden retriever, and she was originally trained as a seizure response dog for a gentleman that lives down in New Orleans. To push a medical alert button or retrieve the phone from anywhere in the house. She herself developed a medical condition, so she came back to us, and we changed her career into our education program. So her job is to do presentations and demonstrations like you'll see today to educate people on the benefits of assistance dogs. A little bit of background about our organization, Paws with a Cause. We are 33 years old, and we began by a friend helping a friend. Someone who was hearing impaired had just adopted a baby, and they wanted to be able to hear the baby cry or call to them. So they had a friend who was in the shipping department at their company and realized he trained dogs. Well, they heard about hearing dogs in a magazine, but the only organization at that time that was training hearing dogs was out in Colorado. They would have to travel there at their own expense, get their dog, have to stay out there for 2 weeks to learn how to train it, and they just couldn't afford that, especially with a brand new baby and traveling with a brand new baby. And plus, they had their own dog that they wanted trained. So they asked our co-founder if he had ever considered training hearing dog. Well, he absolutely loved the challenge, so he tried. And each week they would go over and they would teach a new sound, and the dog would respond. And I mean respond by our hearing dogs, hear a sound that you and I might hear on a daily basis. It could be a doorbell. It could be an oven timer. It could be a smoke alarm. And if you're deaf or hearing impaired, you would not be able to hear that, but the dog could. The dog comes to you and alerts you and tells you, hey, you need to pay attention to me. I'm going to show you what's going on. And then the dog takes them to the sound. So each week that dog started responding to the sounds and leading the people to the sounds. And before you know it, there were more friends with their dogs coming over saying, can you train a dog for us? The need was there, and the need actually built our organization. Our co-founder was not looking to start a business. He was not looking to change careers. He was not looking to start a nonprofit. But the need itself built our organization. In our 33 years, we have trained more than 2,500 of these wonderful animals, both as hearing dogs, service dogs, seizure response dogs, or through our service dogs for children with autism program. Cricket's going to take a little break here. It's hard work standing there. Oh, and she's back up. Our demonstration dogs, like Cricket, travel and do demonstrations and presentations so you all can see exactly what a service dog, what a hearing dog, what a seizure response dog can do for a person with a disability. All of our dogs are custom trained specifically for our clients, our people with disabilities, and are placed at no cost to them. So all they have to do is go online to fill out our application. They go through an extensive application process with interviews and medical paperwork from their practitioners. And then we have interviews as well with our field representatives, so we can get a good idea of just exactly what their needs are. All of our dogs are custom trained, so the clients tell us what they want. So for instance, this lady could have MS and this lady could have MS, and it's going to affect their bodies differently. One of them might be stronger on the left-hand side and need a dog to retrieve things to her left, whereas somebody else could have her strength on her right-hand side and need that retrieval to the right-hand side. Someone's wheelchair could be different, could have electronic controls on one side versus another. Another chair could be a manual, and they could need a dog to help pull the chair as well. Some people could use walkers, scooters, and/or canes and need the dog to help retrieve those if they should fall or come away from them as well. So everyone's needs are different, so we train each dog to be different. Our hearing dogs, as I mentioned, are taught to respond to everyday sounds such as the doorbell or the telephone or a smoke alarm, and they go over to the person to identify and to make contact with them and say, hey, follow me. Cricket, sit. Sit. Good girl. Give me your paw. Paw. They would go over and they would say, hey, paw. Paw. Yes, good girl. And I would look down. Whatever I was doing, I have to pay attention to my dog. These are not robots. They're living, breathing animals. And I have to look at her and I have to ask her, what? And then she would take me to the sound. So I could see that somebody was at the door. Or I could see, or I could pick up the phone and know that someone was there. I could see if the smoke alarm, there was something going on that I might not have been able to see with my eyes because I was turned around and I didn't hear the smoke alarm. They could also alert me to if somebody was trying to break into my house at night. We just had a recent incident where a hearing dog client experienced just that, 3 o'clock in the morning. Her dog was waking her up. Part of taking on the responsibility of living with an assistance dog is also to trust your dog. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, most of us, if the dog's saying, hello, pay attention to me, might say, go back to sleep, you can wait till morning. This particular dog was not saying it had to go outside. That was not part of its schedule, and the client knew that. The client trusted the dog, and sure enough, she got up, put on the lights in the house and outside, and somebody was running away from her garage. So the dog actually prevented what could have been a negative situation, but again, hearing something for the person because the person couldn't hear it herself.